Will my voice be heard? That's the proposal of the synod, as we've said, the synod on synodality. That, or maybe we didn't say directly, but that the idea, and this is something, yeah, I think that the church needs to work out as to exactly like how, why, what, how is sort of checking the temperature of everybody in the church and getting their personal reflections on where the church is. In my mind, to be a sort of yeah, I don't. In some ways, I think the danger here is that it's like going to a medical conference when you invite a bunch of patients and ask them for their reflection on how to practice medicine. It can become that. So there's sort of a hesitation there in the question of like, will my voice be heard? Well, why? It's because like, well, how? Will my voice be heard? In the sense that like, is there room for my voice to be heard? Not even in the, I mean, sometimes we have a conversation and you wonder, is that person listening? And that's kind of like the question, will my voice be heard? If I'm speaking up, is somebody listening? But also like, is there the space in the church hierarchy for like college students to kind of comment on how like Rome is doing? Mm-hmm. I mean, my answer is no. But like there are other levels that like yes, when a campus ministry at a university is set up to serve the students there, it makes sense that like you're as a chaplain isn't just like a sort of dispenser of things. Like you have to engage with human beings, and if you don't know the human beings, then you can't actually preach and minister to them. Like Christ knew the apostles, he knew those he was preaching to. So I think there is a space, but then it's the question like, will that be heard within the grand? Like I'm at a college campus in this synodal kind of way, and then as you mentioned, it goes up all these levels. Does it get lost? So my kind of critical response there is probably like, probably not. Let's just be real about it. Probably not. On a universal level, on a local level, probably. So I think we have to manage expectations there of like, are you going to is one person going to get an audience with the Pope to sort of address the synodality of synods and synodality? No. But can you have real conversations like in your local community and expect that to be heard? I would sure hope so, because the church operates, and this is where I think kind of sometimes we run into issues like difficulties here or frustrations, because the church operates on a principle of subsidiarity, that like you allow the lower levels to take care of themselves, but for when they need to be taken care of from a higher level, right? So the pastor of a parish is the pastor of his parish. The bishop is not the pastor. The pope's not the pastor. The bishop runs his diocese. The pope doesn't run the diocese. So looking at it in those terms, I think, yeah, on our local levels, great. And that'll be filtered up. And I think as it gets filtered up and broader, obviously what we say has less of an influence. But here it's kind of a management of expectations. So yeah. In one way, yes. In one way, no. And I think that's okay.
Hey there, this is Father Jacob Bertrand. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Thanks very much.